morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Rambling Rusty Elm, and this is Rambling with Rusty. Last time on Rambling with Rusty, we finished up the investigation around the Katarn Keep before heading over to Coral Westendale to finish up the questing and get the Sky Shard from there, and heading on to Alinor. Today, we are on our way up to the Alinor Castle to meet with the Proxy Queen and move on with our quest line. So, without further ado, let's get back into it.
You would challenge me to a duel? How droll. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the Ultima code of dueling, do you?
Hey, stranger. Been wondering where you got off to. It's good to see you again. Sorry if I'm a little on edge. That elf Lyrindel just dumped a barrel of insults on my head. Mark me, I'm going to knock that loose tongue right out of his mouth. Because I'm not an idiot. Guards see an orc thumping the ears off an elf in the middle of the street. You know how that turns out. Thought if I challenged him to a duel, we could make it legal. But he won't fight unless I challenge him properly. How in oblivion would I know? These elves have rules for everything. How to eat, how to sleep. Of course they've got rules about how to beat each other up. I appreciate the help. Trust me, this is a noble cause. First things first, you'll need to track Lyrindel down and find out how to get this nonsense started. I'd ask him myself, but the urge to punch him might be too much for me.
Okay, well, I agree. The urge to punch him is rather big. We're going to go ahead and head up here. We're going to continue on to the keep.
A request from the Office of Divine Prosecution.
You know, I need to stop by one of these merchants.
Now we're entrusting.
This one thinks coming here was a...
Get some repairs done.
Heed me, brothers and sisters. You look at one another and suspect nothing. But in any heart can lurk the taint of Daedric worship.
About an overgrown weed. I don't mean to forebode, but this little earth is a lesson.
I could use a break.
Yes, because hammering on stone is fairly effective. Not? Oh, look, it's Rigert the Brash again.
How can Rigert? Most excellent to be seeing you again, my bestest friend. It is me, Rigert. The Ebonheart Pact sent me to extend a branch of peace to snooty, rude, and very tall High Elf peoples. Unfortunately, my mission has ended before the glorious Pact sent Rigert to bargain with Queen Irene. To use my considerable charms to woo High Elves to talk of peace and an end to the Three Banners War. These tall, skinny elves, they have so many rules. Did you know Queen Irene isn't even on Somerset? And to get an audience with her proxy queen requires some sort of proper introduction. Vindilween won't let me set foot in the palace with... You would help Rigert? That makes my heart dance like young ones at a... Rigert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. Sometimes I think the Nord Cultural Exchange was created just to take advantage of my... What's to tell? Vindilween's a self-important royal lackey who thinks her... Oh, such treasures I brought. Gifts that any Nord would kill for. And many have. I brought wonderments from the vaults of Windhelm. A depressing stuffed goat. Dibellas... Oh, This one is popular with maidens and matrons who can afford it. The alchemists of Windhelm crafted this expensive fragrance for use on special occasions. An excellent treasure. This was King Yoren's prized pet Badir, known for her bravery. She once faced down a horde of rampaging orcs. The Skald King's something every virile man and woman can appreciate. This bust of Dibella, god of beauty and erotic instruction, holds a place of honor in many Nord bedchambers. It's...
Yeah.
I have no time to deal with whatever issue concerns you, newcomer. I recently received word that all of Somerset faces an imminent threat. Of course. You must be the newcomer the Queen's cat told me about. If you really killed a sea sload, then you might be just what I need to keep the situation from complete. A group of adventurers volunteered to investigate the possible incursion. I received a single report that indicated they were making progress, but that was the last I heard from them. Kynar, Grog, and Miria seemed capable enough. The mage Kynar radiated an air of confidence, as did the Red Guard Miria. They seemed extremely competent. The orc, though, drunk. He was as intoxicated as a Nord on festival day.
Okay. Well, we have picked up a load of side quests coming up here. Let's make sure we're still on the same quests.
Did I see you with that Nord? You really need to reconsider. An audience with the proxy queen for a Nord? Well, an introduction requires certain documents. A recommendation from the appropriate Sapiarch, for example, as well as an audit from the Divine Prosecution. And perhaps a crude yet accurate analogy. Get Sapiarch Tandeman to provide a recommendation, and Justiciar Rolemdel to give Rigot a legal writ validating his credentials. Then, as a favor to me, acquire more. You newcomers just seem to... the beautiful and mysterious enigma. I am a true...
Yeah, okay.
We grow accustomed to the influx of visitors to our blessed isle, though your increasing numbers remain a source of concern to our nobles. We, however, find the many non-Altmer faces to be the Sigic Order. We have not heard a word from that august body in a star's age, and then word arrives that we should expect a visitor. Why would we grant access to the Sapiarch's private compound? Speak true if you want our aid in this matter. This involves the business that Razumdar was telling us about. The Queen's cat claimed he had eyes in the Sigic Order, but we assumed that was more of his braggadocio. Very well. We'll send word to Lilandril that you may cross to the college.
Alright. Probably should ask for more about it, but I don't want to upset.
I bet I can bang the dents from my armor while we're in town.
As I have said, the proxy queen is unable to hold an audience with petitioners at this time. There are other affairs that require her attention.
And when will your ever-busy proxy queen see us?
Does she even intend on receiving our petitions? Or does she cast us aside like the rest of you high elves?
I should go ahead and use a mount since it's so far.
Little time for talk.
The depravity of Daedric worship is running rampant through our land.
I hope you aren't here about anything important. My schedule is completely full. I couldn't possibly squeeze you in before the mid-year Mud Crab Festival. A recommendation? I'll have you know that I don't just throw those together in a slapdash fashion. A recommendation must be researched and carefully considered. I can't be too cautious when it comes to endorsing new arrivals. Vindilween? Why didn't you say so? If you can acquire items of cultural significance from the newcomers, say something from a Khajiit, a Breton, and an Argonian, I might be persuaded to write a recommendation for Ambassador Riggert. As a matter of fact, I do. The Khajiit's name is Urjara. Exotic, don't you think? Henri Ondare is the Breton, and the Argonian calls herself Grayscale.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Have you heard? A high elven woman named Velast returned Ivea to the Somerset Isles.
Does this one regret leaving elsewhere and making the journey to Somerset? No, for Joan and Jode watch. This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ojara has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value. The Sapiarch! Why didn't you say it was for the Sapiarch? Of course, Ojura will let...
I'm not sure what I expected when I decided to journey to Somerset, but it sure wasn't this. No rest for the weary, and always more work to do. Forget... Really? Well, I didn't bring much with me, just my recipes. In fact, I just made a bowl of Ojisaka for Races the Moons. He hasn't tasted it since he left Murkmire. Mentioned he had a craving. I was about to take it to him in that sack.
Buy and sell.
This one fails to understand. One must pay a fee for...
Not now, friend. I haven't been able to secure work in this city, and I fear instead of opportunity, this land of high elves holds nothing but disappointment for newcomers such as me. How are you now? Well, I'm trying to find a job. Looks like we're both going to be disappointed. On the other hand, I do have this turtle clasp crafted in the... It will indeed.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I don't mind paying for stuff. Let's see, I want to go up here.
Courtier Vindilwyn was kind enough to tell me who she sent you to perform favors for. I've been sitting here drinking and having... You did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Riggert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my... Interesting. The Night Favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever. And it might help the Sapiarch if he ever finds a sweet onion. And by sweet onion, Riggert means a lover. Friend Sapiarch, here are the cultural items you asked for, along with a gift from Riggert. A Nord Night Favor.
That's everything I wanted, plus an arousing example of Nord erotica. Thank you. Here is the official letter of recommendation you requested.
Yay. Where else do we gotta go? No. No. What do we have over here? Talk to Enigma. And... wow. Okay. So those two we'll do later. Oh, we're heading up to the Sapiarchs, so yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and go pick this up. One or two of these.
Another ephem. Ever since the Queen's decree, I can't take 3 steps without bumping into someone who lacks even a drop of Ultima blood. No offense intended, of course. Shall I presume you're... It's a sad day indeed, when the divine prosecution requires outside help. But these are tumultuous times. With the army engaged on foreign shores and so many visitors on our island, our resources are stretched thin. Hence the contracts. Each assignment varies in scope, but all assume a certain level of danger. Some can be completed alone, but others will need allies to complete. You'll be asked to dispatch dangerous creatures, investigate suspicious activity. Those sorts of tasks. In accordance with our current regulations, each deputized citizen may accept a single contract from each justiciar every day. You are encouraged, of course, to check back regularly for new assignments. Does this kind of work appeal to you? Very well. I hereby authorize you to execute duties on behalf of the divine prosecution. Seek Justiciars Farewell and Tenorian for your Go speak to Farewell and Tenorian.
Ah, there you are. I see you've been deputized by Chief Justiciar Carwin. It's quite exciting to see so many newcomers taking an interest in our little project. We've got another invasive species making their homes here on Somerset and disrupting the natural order. It's the reef vipers this time. Vicious vermin. I have reports that they're breeding in record numbers out in Waston Coral. Yes, indeed. The sea elves regularly goad their nasty pets into our waterways. If left unchecked, they'll devastate the local fauna and move on to do it all again. We need to root out these nests before the vipers spread to the mainland. I thought the contract was self-explanatory.
As a duly sworn deputy of the divine prosecution, your aid is required, newcomer. Dangerous entities have appeared throughout Somerset, and we could use the help of skilled adventurers such as yours. The problem is I have the ignominious duty of offering up the redemption of this office's honor to any interested party, all because we're playing minder to newcomers in record numbers. What I'm trying to say is, investigators on their way to Silverwoad's royal menagerie were killed by an escaped beast. I don't know what those zookeepers are doing, but Graveld is running amok in the wilderness. Kill it and retrieve the scrolls of oath from our justiciars. This threat to Somerset must...
Okay. Might need some help with that guy. He gets a little intense. He's going to be over here. And Weston Coraldale. There, we've already been there. We have a time breach down here, though. I think we'll go hit that off.
Do you think there's a sweet shop around here? Let's take a look.
I wouldn't know where to look for one. Considering most of the doors are kept locked and closed. See, there is a time breach around here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I think I never used the map. It doesn't want to let me use it here. get this. Inspect the Sigic map of Somerset. Where the... Seriously, it wants me to inspect it down there?
Your match. Oh, that's quite valuable, isn't it?
Why, yes it is. Why would it make me go to a specific outside a specific delve to look at a map? That just doesn't make sense.
What do you think we'll find around the next corner?
Okay, I gotta go in. I gotta go into the... Oh, I know why. Because that's where I picked up the auger. Well, we had to come in here anyway, so... Again. How are we doing? Okay.
Your quest to improve never ends, just like a knight.
On my honor!
So, you know where we're going now, right? Good. You take me to a time breach, and I'll help you spot it. Huh. This bag's a bit snug, eh?
That's really annoying. They make you come all the way back out here if you don't use the map when you pick him up. Should be able to use a map anywhere.
You don't want to do this. Here we go.
Breach nearby. I don't know why you're so intent on sealing them. Linear time is so overrated. Just imagine, you could die before you were even born. Wait, that's horrifying, isn't it? I'm sorry. Never mind.
Would be probably up there.
Good quality there.
Actually, I know it's up there. Okay, what else do we have along the way? Yeah, I don't want to turn that in yet, so we'll head here. I think the quickest way to do that is going to be head back up here.
Cloud rest destroyed by shadows. Could it be true?
Oh, you're going to love this one. I'm seeing a tiny island surrounded by... It's either water or cats. Difficult to say. Let's hope it's the cats, eh?
Milk drinker! Milk drinker! Is that really a Nord insult? How benign. And what do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to rehearse? I always have trouble with the accents of the lesser races. You need tickets, do you? Well, so does the Sapiarch of Shimmerine, the Navy's High Battle Reeve, and the Proxy Queen of Alinor. Do you know what I need? I need to figure out how to play Hildegrom, Battle Maiden of Skyrim, before the... Ambassador Riggert? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Well, if you can help me find Hildegrom's voice and mannerisms, I'll happily give you 2 tickets to my next performance.
Gauthier Vendilwyn told me who she sent you to talk to, and Riggert always wanted to meet a famous high elf thespian, Lady Enigma Hildegrom. She's my favorite hero. I'm sure that one of my Nord gifts will inspire Enigma and help her find the voice of the Battle Maiden. But which one do you think will make her feel like a proper Nord? Essence of Mammoth, of course! Not only will it make Enigma smell like a proper Nord battle maiden, it will also make her irresistible to bull mammoths, snow bears, and half-drunk Riggert has just the thing to make Enigma feel like a Nord. Essence of Mammoth.
What a powerful odor! It reminds me of mammoths charging across fields of ice and snow.
You smell like a proper Nord battle maiden now.
The stench! It makes me woozy, but also fills me with Nord bravado. How inspiring! Milk drinker! That's it! That's the voice! You've earned these tickets, Ambassador Riggert.
Okay, well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and call this an episode. We are out of time for the day. Next time, we will continue making our way towards Lilandril and closing time breaches along the way, doing whatever else is out there. Until then, I'm Rambling Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.